Just let the room fill up a little bit. Let's get into today's conversation. See what we got. See who we get. Hey. Oh. It's too skinny though. Alright. Looks like we got a few in here today. Alright. Today's topic. Ignore ants and ignorant. Now, what do I mean by that? What are we talking about? Right, so remember that this conversation base is reclaim your dominion. My brother needs a haircut. Hell no, bro. I need to grow this shit longer. You know what I mean? I'm trying to get some real hang time. But ignorant, right? What does that mean? So, as we're moving forward, right? As you're growing, as you're moving up, trying to do your thing, what happened? What the fuck happened to you? What do you mean what happened to me? Nothing. Look at me. I'm out here in this lovely sun, tan as hell. Talking. We're doing good. Ignorance. What's that mean? Right? Let's get into this topic today. When you're moving up, right? What do we think about when we think of an ant? Right? Ants crawl on the ground, right? They're nice. They're low to the ground. They're moving low. They're doing things. They're following a crowd, right? Think of ants together. When I think of ignorant people or ignorance in general as like a mindset, right? You have to start to think that as you're moving forward, right? When you stop doing certain things that other people are doing, right? When you move in a different way, when you do things differently than the normal, right? You got people who are always coming at you, right? You have people that question the things you do, how you do these things, right? A lot of the time, they're not really sure what you're doing. They're not sure why they have a problem. They just know it's different from what they're doing, right? They're not really educated on what's going on. So that's why I like to call it ignore ant or ignore ants, right? So, like an ant, it's low to the ground, right? So these people are vibrating in low frequencies, right? They don't really understand some of the things people are going to. Like for some people I know, they're changing their diets. They're trying to eat a little bit differently. Some people are trying to hang out with certain people, different types of people, and expand their minds, right? But you always have those people that maybe you used to be friends with, maybe would do things the way you used to, right? That always telling you that you're wrong, right? You're not doing things the right way. You're not doing things in their life. Now, as long as you're coming from an objective place when you make your decision and you do what you do, you are the one in the knowledge, right? You're in the know. So everyone else is just acting kind of ignorant, right? Towards what you're moving, what you're trying to do. They don't know who you are. They don't know the things you work for. They don't know any of that. So when we talk about ignorant, what can you do if there's an ant on the ground, right? Ants are they're creatures that are very vulnerable, right? They're vulnerable because when you think about certain people, they don't really know why they do certain things. They're not educated on why they're doing these things. They're just following some of the cultural things that are set before them, right? They're just moving like ants, ignorance. Ants move in a line. When you see them moving from their colony, they just follow in a direct line. They're all going to a similar place, right? So when I say that, there's no different than some of these people and ants. So what do we do when we see ants? Now, being that we're trying to move forward in life, right? You're trying to become a better person. You're trying to, ascend. You're trying to do things differently. You're trying to eat differently. You're being mindful about this. You're trying to watch the people that are around you, make sure you got good energy with you. All these different types of things that constitute making a level up, right? You're trying to level up in life. You're trying to level up in your knowledge on things, right? And sometimes when you're leveling up in your knowledge, there are people that aren't leveling up in their knowledge as well, right? So it creates a separation, right? You change. Because when you gain a bigger perspective on things, you're supposed to change. You're not supposed to learn a bunch of new information and then stay the same person you were before. Because when you do these things, right, then you're being ignorant to the new information that you got, right? So with these ignorant, people, or this ignorance, a conscious a society in that same notion, we just have to step over them, right? You have to step over these problems because, trust me, I've been going through this. I go through this a lot. People talk to me about the way I look, right? If I look skinny, if I look anything like this. Knowing that where I'm sitting in my knowledge of food and my knowledge of how to go about these things, I know that eating a certain way leads to a healthier lifestyle, leads to a longer lifestyle, right? Means that I might not look like I'm about to be on the front cover of Men's Health magazine all the time, right? But I know that my organs are functioning properly, I'm healthy, I can sleep well, I can do all these different things are good, right? I'm not desiring, not lusting after shit because my mind's calm, right? Because I've elevated, I leveled up. However, when you level up, there's still people who are just doing their normal thing. Now, when I say this, it doesn't mean I think I'm better than anyone. I don't ever think I'm better than anyone because I am everyone. Because I was in the same spot that other people were in. I was at the same knowledge base that other people were in before. I had the same utilities that other people did, right, in order to create a certain life. However, when I moved up, when I started learning certain things, I learned and then I followed and I put the action in to get the wisdom. Because like when you're moving, you're trying to get wisdom in life. So it's knowledge plus the action equals the wisdom. So once I learn a piece of information, I do my best to put that shit into action, no matter what it is. If I learn something that sounds probable or sounds viable, I try and put that into action. Then when I put it into action, I can find out if it's right or wrong, then I get the wisdom from it. Right? So that's how you have to move. Right? But when you're doing that, there's some people who stay ignorant or ignorance who stay in just a line that they know. Things that they've known their whole life. They don't really know why they do these things, but they've just been doing it like an ant follows in the line, like we said earlier. So being in your state when you're trying to move up and level up on people and you got the ignorance coming, you have to step over them, right? You don't have to kill the ants, right? They're just low vibrational beings. They're just walking along low on the ground. There's really no harm from them, right? There's no need to engage, right? If I see a big group of ants like just chilling there, fire ants, I'm not gonna go step on all the ants, right? Because then some of them might get on me and bite me and do all. No, I'm just gonna step over them. I'm gonna move on to the next thing, right? And that's what we have to start to understand when you're making these changes in your life. When you're making these moves in your life, you're making changes. There are always going to be people who are stuck in their way of thinking. That might not be on the same level that you are all the time. That might not agree with the things that you do. Not because they don't see like the objective knowledge in it. Sometimes people are very subjective. It's okay. We live in a subjective culture, right? Everyone is very subject to their feelings on matters, right? Because there's a lot of information, like we talked about in some of the first videos, right? Every truth is but a half truth, because I have to bring my knowledge to meet the other half of the truth. So if I see a truth there and I don't bring my knowledge to that, and I just keep myself here, I can just look at that truth or not look at that truth, right? I can turn my eye to it. Understanding a truth is grabbing the truth and somehow, and that putting it into action, right? Knowledge plus action equals wisdom, right? But within this society, you have people that don't follow that 1, 2, 3, right? So I like to call it the ignorant or the ignorance, right? Because no one is ignorant, right? You don't want to call a person ignorant. So I just say they're just ignoring stuff. If you're ignoring things that might be true, maybe it's just not your time to find out. Maybe you're just not ready for these answers, right? The first thing I did when I got a lot of knowledge on foods and things of this nature is I tried to tell everyone, right? Try to tell all the people I know, family, friends, all these things. Well, a lot of them didn't listen, right? Some of them listened, right? Some of them listened. I was able to help some people with some things. I was able to do some good work with certain people because they were able to digest the information, right? They were open to it. But some people just aren't. Some people, no matter what you do, no matter how much knowledge is out there, no matter how many facts are out there, they're going to stay ignorant to the truth, right? So they're going to fight you sometimes too. And when that happens, we just have to remember that in this process, right? Like if I'm changing my diet, if I'm doing like whatever I'm doing, I'm trying to level up in a way, right? I'm trying to level up my mindset. I'm trying to level up my way of life. So you can't level up your way of life and then get caught in a low vibrational thing, like a low vibrational argument low vibrational conversation. Be around people that are making you want to do those low vibrational things that you're trying to move up from, right? So that's the ignorant. You got to step over the ignorance. Those are the obstacles, right? The obstacle, if you know you have the knowledge and you know that you're sitting objective, you have the knowledge in front of you, and you're in the right with that knowledge, then keep going with that knowledge, right? Keep moving in it, right? If you know it's the truth and you're feeling it's the truth, keep moving on that truth. Don't stop yourself, right? Because you see some people are talking, some people don't understand, right? When people want to learn, they'll learn, right? But don't worry about those people. You got to be strict on your goal. What's your goal, right? And that's something that got me for a while. It got me for a while, right? Because you have a lot of people stuck in ways, stuck in subjective knowledge, right? They're moving out of lower vibrational things. I would say, like, they love the taste, right? We're in our carnal desires. We're in our lower part, right? We're worried about the lower part of stuff here. If I know certain things are bad for me here, but I'm only eating it for the taste, then I'm only eating it for these desires, right? Base chakra things. I'm not eating with the understanding of higher knowledge, higher learning, putting some of the facts I know into action, right? Knowledge plus action equals wisdom, right? And that's where we have to try and sit in that three-pronged system. Knowledge plus action equals wisdom. The more you can move in this three-way, the more you'll see progression in your life. That was one of the most beautiful and amazing, simple equations I was ever taught. Knowledge, action, wisdom, right? Shout out to Nature Boy. Anyway, so wrapping it up, this is just a simple talk today. Be mindful of the ants in your life, the ant or the ants, right? And what I say is this isn't to belittle anyone doing it, but anyone that's trying to pull down your vibe, anyone that's trying to ruin some of the things that you know, if you're in the knowledge and you're in the know on what you're doing, keep moving, right? Don't stop, right? Keep pushing forward. Push your health forward. If your health is a big thing for you, push that forward. Keep moving, right? Just don't get caught up, right? Don't be negative. Don't go back and fight. Don't worry about that, right? They're gonna be able to exist, right? Ants exist in their colony perfectly fine, right? Ants always exist. They always make it. So don't worry about the ants, right? Don't worry about the ants. If you're trying to do your own thing and you're moving from a separate line, go off and keep doing your thing. Don't worry about the line. Don't worry about the ant. Don't worry about the ants. Stay where you're going. Step right over them. Keep moving, right? Veer off the path and don't look back. Because a lot of people get caught in that, like, yo, oh, but what if I do this? What if now I can't go out and do this with these people? If the only thing that are keeping you with certain people and keeping you around certain people are things that you consider that you're trying to remove yourself from because you don't think they're a good habit for you to have, good things like this, if those people keep you in that mindset, right, you can't keep being around them because that's not making you healthy, right? It's not keeping you in a good frame of mind. It's not keeping you moving forward, right? And what is this life about but progression in any sense of the word, right? We get caught up in this society where progression equals money, right? That's the first thing people always talking about, like, yo, how much money you making though? How much you do it? But there's a lot of people with mad money, lost, very unhappy, trying to use that money to overcompensate for something, overcompensate for time, overcompensate for health, all these different notions, right? Now, money is a necessary evil in a sense. You got to get something so you can move and like sustain yourself, right? But this notion of where it becomes the end all be all, we got to check that, right? We got to check life. We got to see what we're doing. We got to check facts. Devil's in the details, right? And with that being said, that's just it. Today was just a quick stopping, right? Just for a little bit of inspiration for some of my people. Because I have a lot of people who've been contacting me since I started making these videos. Like, yo, man, some of the stuff you say is real, right? But it's hard. I got this I'm dealing with, this person I'm dealing with, this person here, all these different things you're dealing with, and that's okay. That's okay. All these different people you're dealing with, it happens, right? We all deal with these types of people. We all deal with things that have people coming against you, going at you facts, and a lot of them people are like, yo, I'm sitting in facts, I'm trying to feel better, but then when I go and meet these people, I go and see these people, they're saying I'm wrong, they're saying if you feel right and you're feeling well, your body's reacting properly, and all these good things are going on, keep doing what you're doing, right? Don't let the ants hold you back, right? Just step over the ants, right? We love everything, right? You love all of nature, you love everything, so you never would hurt the ant, right? The ant's doing its thing, it's doing what it knows, right? It's following in its line, it's doing its societal pattern, or doing it, you're killing it. In their mind, they're doing it, and you gotta love them for it. Whatever they're doing, they're happy in it. All you want is people to be happy, right? This is for some of those people who aren't happy with that status quo. Sometimes you get a little caught up, like you're eating some shit, you're doing some shit, you're like, yo, is this really right for me? I don't feel that right. I haven't pooped in I get constipated all the time. This isn't right. Or like, damn, like I'm watching all this shit. I'm watching all these shows with all these people, and like, it just makes me feel like self-conscious about myself, right? I talk to a lot of like young girls like that, young men like that. Like, you know what I mean? I got a lot of cousins like that, young cousins stuff. Some of them get very, very, very self-conscious over these things they see on TV. Like, they're watching these things, they feel like they gotta be them, right? You don't gotta be any of that, right? You just gotta be you and understand you. Once you understand you, you just keep moving. No one's gonna stop you, right? And if you're doing something and you see the good in something, and it's not harming anyone, and it's leveling you up, and you can tell it's leveling you up, then you keep moving, right? Don't let an ant stop you. You just step over and keep walking, right? Don't acknowledge, just let it happen, right? I get so much shit that I can't acknowledge, right? All the time, people are like, yo, you look skinny, you look blah blah. Where are you getting your protein? I'm like, yo, amino acid synthesized protein, right? You can't eat a protein, like you don't eat the protein and the protein goes right to your muscle. Your body has to break everything down, then like you give out the genetic code to synthesize the protein to build, but that's a whole nother thing. That's when you understand biology, right? Once you understand biology, you can understand like why some of these things don't make sense, but we don't have a really great understanding of biology in order to come back and look at our diets. We look at it like we're trying to break things down and build things. Like your body builds it itself. What you just gotta do is give your body things that allow it to sustain itself, allow it to build those good things. Like your body will regenerate itself. I lost a lot of weight at first when I switched to fruitarian diet. Now I'm putting it back on, right? Because my body had to take a little bit to switch, right? It was like, oh damn, I'm used to getting all this matter, material food, right? Just big food. Now I'm eating more things that are fluid based, okay? So now my body's gotta remember how to start making certain things and start storing. Because you gotta notice when a lot of people eat these big diets, you get puffy jacked, right? You don't get like really slender cut jacks, you get puffy jacks, right? Because there's a lot of matter. Your body's also storing shit away, right? It's not just making straight muscle. It's making muscle and tucking some things away in there because it doesn't know what to do with it, right? Because it's hard to digest all that. So you gotta have the balance, right? It's all about the balance. It's all about the balance. It's a lovely thing, right? So this has nothing to do with being against anyone. When I say ignorance, I'm not. This is not like calling anyone in particular ants, any group of people ants. I just say for anyone that's trying to move up and level up, anyone that's you think is in an old frame of mind of yours, is a frame of mind that you left already. That's something that's not serving you anymore, but is commenting on where you're at. That's an ant, bro. Just step over them, right? That's a line of ants, yo. Step over them. You don't need to acknowledge that. You see ants, like you don't have to kill ants when you see them. You don't have to, right? You just walk over them. You keep it moving, right? And now I say walk over them not because you're better than them, but just because your mind's not there anymore. Go past them. Get away from them. And I use the ants because the step over, we can use like a real literal metaphor, right? Again, we're in an era where people get sensitive, so I gotta make sure that I comment on that and say that I'm not calling people ants, right? Because that's where we're at, right? I know saying some of the stuff and get people like, yo, bro, are you trying to? No, no one's saying anything about anyone indirectly, right? I still love everyone. Anyone wants to hit me up, anyone wants to see me, I still talk to them, I still do all this stuff, right? But there's certain actions, activities, and things like that I'm just not gonna partake in anymore, right? That I haven't been partaking, I haven't done certain things because it's not where I'm at anymore. That doesn't mean that the people that I'm with, like I don't care about them. You can still love them. You gotta love them in a different way. If they're not helping you go where you're trying to go, right? Then you can't love them the way you love them. Just like we talked about yesterday, right? Love is conditional, right? Love is conditional. Love is your wavelength. Family is your wavelength. Family is people that are familiar. That's lit. Family is people that are familiar to you. Like if you're familiar, like we have the same morals, we have the same principles. That's family, right? It's not always like the people that you grew up with, the people that have been in your life the whole time. Now, a sense like You can always love them, right? You always love people. You never stop loving people who show you love. If someone showed you love, then it's love back, right? That doesn't mean you could be around everyone. That doesn't mean you're there for everyone, right? If you look at my Facebook, I had I was shared someone shared an article on my Facebook about how they're seeing that plants can actually take in energy from people, right? Plants taking energy from other plants, right? And now science is like, oh shit, because if plants doing it, people are made of the same basis. And a lot of people are like, yo, we're not plants. You are plants, bro. If you look at a tree trunks are brown, right? Tree trunks are your partner. Trees take in carbon, breathe out oxygen, right? You breathe in oxygen, breathe out carbon, right? They're your partner. So like what the plants are doing, you're similar, right? So we talk about catching a bad vibe. Everyone's been in a room and caught a bad vibe, right? You caught a bad vibe. You got something that brought you down. That's all it is, right? People try to take this vibration thing sometimes way too serious, or they don't take it serious enough, right? If I go in a room, there's a person, I feel an automatic energy drain when I see them or I'm around them. The energy goes down. You know that's someone that you can't really be around. That's they're bringing your vibration down, right? If you're doing something good and you're in a good mood and you go somewhere and someone hates on what you're doing, they're bringing you down. Now, if you're doing something wrong, if you're stealing, you're out there playing people, you're scamming, you're doing all kind of crazy drugs, and someone comes at you, they're probably coming at you to level you up. You gotta accept that, right? But if you're doing things good, you're just living a different lifestyle than someone, right? You just gotta take that and keep it moving, right? Ignorant, ignorance, right? Step over those things, keep moving, right? Don't acknowledge, keep going on your path. Because not everyone's meant to walk the same path. Not everyone's meant to go in the same direction. You gotta be able to visualize where you're trying to go and you stay on course. Because you gotta remember that there's always obstacles in life, no matter what you're trying to do. No matter if you're trying to get a job, no matter if you're trying to get a girl, boy, get a house, whatever you're trying to do, there's always obstacles put in place for you to get to that next spot, right? Don't think that it's not that way with everything else in your life. It's that way with diet, it's that way with lifestyle, it's that way with nutrition, it's that way with spirituality, it's that way with your mental, right? All these different things, all these different understandings, there's all these different notions within it. Because you're always trying to figure shit out, right? You gotta be. You gotta be out here trying to move in that way, see what's good, right? But if I'm getting caught up with things that are in my old frame of mind, my old reference base, then I can't move forward, right? And that's what this is all about. It's about progression, moving forward, taking steps to the next level. I gotta get there, right? Can that thought process get me there? Because this new thought process has gotten me here, right? And if I want to go further, I can't then go back there, right? And that's a hard thing. Trust me, I struggle with that all the time, right? I struggle with it all the time. I get myself in positions all the time where I'm around things that are bringing me down a little bit. Then I gotta get out of there and damn, fuck, that was an energy drain. That was a drain on me. That was putting pressure on me, right? If anything's putting pressure on you when you know you're doing a good thing, don't put mind to it, right? You gotta move forward, right? Because I go through things too. Trust me, yesterday, I made a video. After that video, I was going through it yesterday, right? I was down. My energies were down. It was a tough day, right? It's hard to sit here like people think you're always supposed to be happy. It's true, but it's hard, right? You gotta fight for that every day. You gotta defend your mind, right? Your mind and your thoughts, like you gotta defend those things. You gotta be very defensive over who you are. You gotta be very defensive over your mind frame in a sense. Don't have to be defensive with people because we have to love everyone, right? You gotta love everyone as an extension of you, but you gotta be defensive when it comes to what you're allowing into your body, right? Energy, people's like all their different stuff. You gotta be mindful. Sometimes you get around people who might want to dump on you. They have like all these things, like these problems in their life. They're looking to just dump, dump, dump. You don't want to be around those things either, right? Because that's bringing you down, right? So it's got to be like, yo, if we hang out, I'm trying to be about this. I'm trying to do about this. You got to start making conditions for your relationships with people because everyone shouldn't be able to get all of you, right? So that you have none of yourself. That's the problem that I have, right? I'll give everyone all of me, all my money. I'll give them. If someone asks me for money, boom, I'll help you out. I don't care. You need this, yeah, I'll help you out. You need food, we'll go get a meal. We'll do this stuff. But then you gotta remember that you're always giving out energy. You're always giving out things because money is a form of energy too. Then you can look back at the end of the day like, yo, But where am I getting my return from? Not saying that you always give to get back. No, you only give when you have. True. And that's something I learned. I was giving sometimes when I didn't really have. I was like, yo, you really need this? Okay, bro. You got it. But then I get here, then I don't have energy. I don't have money. You don't have things like that. Then you gotta grind up. Then you gotta build back up. Or you build, like, you always build back up, right? But then you gotta remember, all right, I can't be about the same stuff I was about. I can't be about that kind of movement. That move wasn't really helping me out. Now I gotta get to something that's gonna bring me further, right? So be mindful of the ants. Be mindful of the ants around, right? Be mindful. If you see them, if you see stuff coming up at you, and people coming out your page, people doing all this stuff, because a lot of people like to tell, like, yo, you're going vegan, people are proud of their stuff, right? People are changing their diet, they're proud of it. You're trying to be more nutritious, you're meditating more. Boom, everyone shows that, right? I see Facebook, it's like, yo, I love that. I love looking at certain people's social media pages and stuff, because you see that they're growing and they're showing you they're growing. Like, yo, here's what I'm doing now. Here's what I used to be about. Here's what I'm moving on. Damn, that's awesome, right? You're making inspiration for other people to check out. Keep doing that. I always like giving people shout out. I'll drop DMs, I'll drop comments on anyone that I see who's trying to move forward, right, and progress themselves, because that's inspiration. Damn, right? You're trying to move forward. That makes me feel better. All right, I'm grinding too, knowing that people are moving, right? That's what we should be moving like, right? And if you're someone who you see things and you see these things kind of make sense, and you're sitting where you are, and you're around a lot of ants, you're in a colony, and you're like, shit, I gotta figure out. Just remember, you can keep moving. There are so many people on that wavelength, right? Once you let go, you always find more people. You'll always find new friends. You always find new things. That doesn't mean that you have to dislike them. It doesn't mean you have to hate them. It doesn't mean anything like that. That just means that, yo, I don't really think and move like that anymore, so I can't really be around that certain type of shit. But I'm over here trying to do this. If you're trying to get with me on this move up, you can get with me here. So be mindful of the ants around. Step over the ants. My boy, what up, Cristiano? Be mindful of the ants, right? We don't want to hurt the ants, right? We're loving people, right? Our genetic coding, everything is made of the same genetic code. So I am everything. But we don't want to step on ants. We don't want to step on those people that are lower vibrational. We just want to step over them and keep it moving, right? And that's where life's at. Because there's always the haters, right? There are always people who are coming on trying to throw shade at you and trying. You don't want to deal with that, right? You don't deal with that. You just move forward. You keep it popping. If your page is all objective and you got facts on it, keep to your facts, keep to your truths, and keep it moving. Don't let anyone stop you from getting to where you're trying to go, right? Because life's about progression and ascension. And that's what these videos are about. These videos are about ascension and progression. So if you're trying to be on that wave, then you got to know that there are always going to be people that are in your old school of thought, that are in your old mind frame, that are in that old thought process you had, that might not be a fan of where you're at or where you're trying to go. And they're always trying to get you to come back, right? Nah, bro, it's okay. Show them love, say you love them, it's cool and all, but I'm on my next thing. I gotta keep it moving. My path went this way, bro. Sorry about that, right? And that's how life moves. And that's how it goes. That's why you can't be too attached. Don't be too attached to anything, right? If something doesn't really serve you, don't feel the need to attach to memory of things, right? Attach to what's in the now. Because where does everything else live? In the now, right? Everything's living in the now, right? So why are we living in the past so much? Keep yourself in the now planted and remembering a vision on the future, and that's how you got to move. And anything that gets in your way as an obstacle, step over it, because all things are ants, and you have to step over it. There are many different obstacles. I'm saying people, but it's not just people. There's all different kinds of obstacles. Maybe it's your boss at work. Maybe it's your supervisor. Maybe it's all these different people that are obstacles in front of you, right? Maybe it's a society. Maybe it's like your church, right? Maybe it's your religion base. Maybe all these things that are obstacles to you, right? To what you're trying to do. If it, just step over it, man. It's ants, right? It's ants. And when you ascend up and you're trying to ascend, you're standing up tall. What's an ant to someone standing up tall? Just something to step over and keep it moving, right? Don't try and smash it. Don't belittle it. Don't do anything. Just stay on your high path. If you're moving and you're moving on a high road, stay on your high road. Because there are people who hate seeing people moving on high roads. We all know that, right? When you say, when I say, yo, I love myself, I put out some shit like, I love everyone, I love all you. There are always people that still come and throw a little shade, right? You even look at the beginning of this shit, right? I come up here, I make these videos for nothing but love, right? First thing people telling me shit I need to do. I need a haircut. What the fuck happened to you, right? Weird things, right? But I don't need to do anything, right? What do I need to do? If I'm out here just show you guys nothing but love, I'm happy, I'm doing all this. What do I need to do? Why come on my media and throw some stuff like that, right? That's what I'm saying. You gotta step over. I'm not saying that that's an obstacle. I'm not saying that they were being malicious. None of that, right? But instead of coming out here being like, yo, what's up, Matt? How you doing? Showing love, like my boy Cristiano did. Came up here, my boy, right? You got other people who jump on here, and the first thing they're trying to do is throw some salt or like make a comment. Step over that, right? Keep it moving, because that's where we're at, right? We're at ascension time. We're trying to move up, right? I can't move up if every time someone trying to make a little I paid attention in mind like that or get mad. I let them know I see it, like, yo, I see you, but I'm over here, right? Here's what I'm trying to do. Here's where I'm trying to go with things. Here's where I'm trying to move in my life. I don't get caught up in the ants. No ants, no ants colonies. That's why I said ignore ant, because it might be one person, it could be ignorance, it might be a big group of things. It might be a system, it might be something like that. Step over that and keep it moving, right? So with that, I'm closing up. I love you all. I love myself. I hope this helped inspire some of the people who message me and stuff like that, that are going through it, that are really trying to make some changes, right? I have some people that are talking to me, beautiful, beautiful people, hit me up constantly like, yo, Matt, I'm trying to make these diet changes. Yo, Matt, I'm trying to meditate more and do all this stuff, but some people think I'm weird. They think I'm doing this. Fuck that. Don't let that get to you, right? You got to keep moving. You got to keep pushing. There's no one that's going to stop you. Bro, that's lit, bro. I'm happy that I'm here for you, my guy. I'm always here, right? I'm always here to give y'all some inspiration, because if you're moving, you keep moving. And I knew, like, when you felt, I'm glad that someone came in and checked in on the right time, right? Because that's what this is about. This is about moving forward, and that's all I'm about. So you see my videos, you see my channel, you see anything like that on YouTube, all my videos are to help you empower yourself, to help you really get foundation in your base. So if you want to eat a certain way, you want to live a certain way, you're trying to do certain things, all you have to do is be empowered in your philosophy, empowered in your thought. If you're being objective and you're empowered in what you're thinking, then you keep pushing, because that's what life is for. Life is for pushing forward. Don't let anything stop you. Don't let anything be an obstacle, because there's no need for obstacles, right? When you're God, when you understand I am, what that means, right? I am the higher self. When you start to understand what the higher self is, what that voice is inside of your head when you stop talking and something keeps talking, you know that what you are, your reality is based on you. My reality is all perception, so it's based on what I'm looking into, what I'm trying to be, all that, right? How do people become these fantastic things? Because that's their reality. They create a reality, and then they push for it, right? You can be whatever you want in this world. Never let anyone hold you down. No one should hold you back, because we're all about progression. Every single person in this age should be about progression. There's so much going on and a need to progress your mind, open your perspective, open your consciousness. And that's what I'm here to do. I'm here to tell some people that are going through it, that think they're alone, that they're not alone, right? You're not alone. You guys know, if you guys know me, because a lot of you people are like people who are friends with me, stuff like that, who check me out, you're not alone. Know that there's someone that you know that might be going through some of the same things you are, and been going through it, because I've been doing this for a minute. That's why I even feel comfortable talking to you guys about this. I've been doing this for a minute. I've been through the ups and downs. I've been through the ups and downs of change and diet. I've been through the ups and downs with my family. I've been through the ups and downs emotionally, spiritually, trying to figure out what this is, right? I practiced with every denomination or religion because I was trying to figure out what's good. Then all of a sudden I was like, damn, they're all speaking certain truths. And then I started firing on it, right? Then I got into Hermeticism, and then it switched up. Then I started to realize, oh shit, Hermetics, astrology, whoa, these things make mad sense. I could start to really look at these things. I tapped into Nature Boy. He took my shit to a whole nother level after that, right? So we got to try and figure out in ourselves what we're doing to build, right? And I'm here to show you guys that if you guys want to build, if you guys need help, if you guys need anything, I'm here, right? And I'm going to make these videos to inspire you guys. I'm going to be here every day that I can, unless I'm out in the mountains trying to get away from society and reflect and get myself moving for the week and recharge my batteries, right? I'm going to give you that energy when I can. I'm going to give you that knowledge. So when you go into something and you feel like a little nervous, okay, nah, I got all this. I got this knowledge. I went into the biology of life section on Matt's channel, and I saw this, and this. So I know why I'm doing. So when someone questions me like, yo, where you get your protein at? Be like, bro, amino acids form proteins, man. you can't eat a protein to get a protein, then that's gonna switch it up. That's gonna fuck them up, right? And they'll be like, whoa, I never thought about it like that. Yeah, go check out the video, bro. I got this, because it's all out of love, right? We are trying to help someone. It's out of love. It should never be out of trying to be right. I don't do this shit because I'm trying to be right. I do this shit out of love, right? Because I was out here just doing this shit, getting the shit out of, it was nothing. I only do my stuff out of love. I don't charge money, right? I give people nutrition information that they'd have to pay someone for sometimes, but I give it for free out of love. I'll help you guys herbally. If you guys need herbal help, you guys have some problems, hit me up. I give you help out of love, right? Because that's how I feel. That's how I'd want someone to do it for me. If I was feeling sick, if I was vulnerable, I wouldn't want someone to then charge me for it, kick me when I'm down. Nah, we're supposed to be uplifting each other. If I got knowledge, you got knowledge, right? And that's how I hold this. So if you CV, know I'm coming for you. It's love, right? So that being said, I'm gonna wrap it up today. This was short. I hope I give you guys some information, give you guys some fire, because that's what we're moving on. We're trying to get forward, right? We have too many examples of old thinking, right? All these older people, shit like that, politics, people running businesses, that's old thinking. We need that. We need those examples of fresh thinking, of new thinking, of progressive thinking, real progressive thinking, right? And if I can do anything to help spark some minds on that path, then I'm gonna do my part. Not saying that I'm perfect, not saying I'm better than everyone. Like I say to everyone, if anyone knows me, you guys are my friends, you guys know I'm nothing but you guys. Literally, that's why I do this on my media, because you all know me, right? Everyone knows where I've been my whole life. And a lot of people be like, yo, he switched up, he's different. Of course I did. I had to. Everyone should be. Everyone should be trying to better themselves. Everyone should be trying to switch up and better themselves in ways. The more you can progress, the more you change, because life is experience. I can only bring with me what I need, right? I can't remember every single day from my past, but I remember certain things that I need to change today to move forward to tomorrow. So that's where we got to be at. I love you guys. I love myself. I love you all, right? If anyone has any questions, feel free. Hit me up anytime. DM me. Hit me anywhere. I'll give anyone my number, right? You can feel free. Any questions, I'm here. All right? Love you guys. Thanks for stopping in.